they never told you the truth about power. They couldn't. Because the truth about power is uncomfortable. It's ugly. It's cold. And most people aren't built to hear it. Here it is. The world does not reward the good man. It rewards the dangerous one. Not dangerous with weapons. Dangerous with patience. Dangerous with silence. Dangerous with the ability to walk into any room, say nothing, and still make everyone feel it. That kind of dangerous. Machiavelli wrote it centuries ago, and the world buried it because the powerful didn't want you to read it. He said, "It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." Most men chose love. They begged for approval. They softened themselves. They smiled when they wanted to scream, and the world walked over them, quietly, efficiently, without apology. You are not here for that life. You are here because something in you already knows. The rules you were taught were written by people who needed you weak. Today, that changes. Today, we speak the language that kings speak behind closed doors. 6 brutal realities. And by the end of this, you will never see the world the same way again. Section 2. Harsh reality of the world. Look around you. The world is not fair. It was never designed to be. It is a hierarchy. Always has been. At the top, men who understand power. At the bottom, men who believe in fairness. Fairness is a story told to keep you cooperative, compliant, controllable. The lion does not apologize to the sheep. Nature doesn't negotiate, and neither does power. Every system you were born into, school, society, religion, culture, was engineered to produce one thing: obedience. Not kings, not warriors, not thinkers. Obedient workers who confuse comfort with freedom. Machiavelli understood this. The prince who survives is not the most moral man in the room. He is the most aware one, aware of human nature, aware of betrayal, aware that beneath every smile, there is an agenda. This isn't cynicism. This is clarity. The most dangerous thing you can do is see the world as it truly is, and still choose to rise. Not with bitterness, with strategy. Drop a comment right now, type "I see clearly," if you're ready to stop being deceived. Section 3. Why most people stay weak. You want to know why most men never rise? It's not lack of talent. It's not bad luck. It's not the economy, the system, or the circumstances. It's one thing. They chose comfort over transformation. Every single time. The moment it got hard, they retreated. The moment it got lonely, they surrendered. The moment the path demanded something painful, they negotiated with their weakness and called it wisdom. That's not wisdom. That's cowardice dressed in philosophical clothing. Weakness is not born. It is chosen. Repeatedly, daily. In small moments nobody sees. The snooze button, the avoided conversation, the dream quietly buried under excuses. Most people are not defeated by their enemies. They are defeated by their own comfort. Machiavelli warned us, men are driven by 2 things, fear and desire. The weak man is enslaved by both. He fears judgment, so he never acts. He desires approval, so he never speaks truth. He lives his entire life inside a prison with no walls, because the cage was built inside his mind. And here is the brutal paradox. The very softness he cultivated to be loved made him invisible, made him forgettable, made him replaceable. The world does not remember comfortable men. It remembers the ones who burned, the ones who chose the fire of discipline over the warmth of mediocrity, the ones who sat alone, in silence, and built something the world couldn't ignore. That man is not born. He is forged, and forging requires destruction first. You have to destroy the version of you that needs validation, the version that flinches, the version that apologizes for having ambition. Kill that man, bury him, and never look back. Section 4. Mindset of the untouchable man. There is a certain kind of man the world cannot break. Not because life didn't try, not because he was spared pain, betrayal, or loss, but because somewhere along the way he made a decision. A cold, quiet, irreversible decision. That nothing external would ever again determine his internal state. That is the untouchable man, and his mindset is unlike anything most people will ever understand. He does not seek validation because he generates his own certainty. He does not seek revenge because he outlasts. He does not react because he has already anticipated. Most men are controlled by their environment. Something happens, they respond emotionally. Someone disrespects them, they explode. Someone ignores them, they collapse. They are puppets, pulled by invisible strings of emotion, ego, and insecurity. The untouchable man cut those strings long ago. He understands what Machiavelli understood, that the man who controls himself controls the room, and the man who controls the room controls everything in it. His power does not come from aggression. It comes from stillness, from the quiet confidence of a man who has already decided the outcome and is simply waiting for reality to catch up. This is not arrogance. Arrogance is loud. Arrogance is fragile. Arrogance needs an audience. This is something colder, something deeper. It is the absolute certainty of a man who knows his own worth and requires no one's confirmation of it. He walks differently, not with performance, not with show, with weight. The weight of a man who has been through darkness and came back with something most men will never possess: perspective. He knows that most battles are not won with force. They are won before they begin, in the mind, in the preparation, in the patience. He studies people the way a chess grandmaster studies the board. 3 moves ahead, always. He watches who talks too much. He watches who seeks attention. He watches who shifts under pressure. And he files it all away, silently, for the moment it becomes useful. He is not paranoid. He is precise. There is a difference. Paranoia is fear wearing armor. Precision is power wearing patience. And the untouchable man is always, always precise. He has one code: perform in silence. Let results create the legend. Let the weak ones explain themselves. He simply moves. Comment right now. Type, "I am untouchable," if this mindset is yours. Because from this moment forward, either you are building this man, or you are still waiting for permission to become him. There is no middle ground. There never was. Section 5. Power of silence. Let me tell you something they will never teach you in school. Never teach you at home. Never whisper to you in a world addicted to noise. Silence is the most powerful weapon ever wielded by a dangerous man. Not words, not wealth, not even intelligence. Silence. Because silence does something words never can. It makes people uncomfortable. And uncomfortable people reveal themselves. They fill the void. They over-explain. They confess. They expose their insecurities, their intentions, their fears, all because one controlled man refused to speak. That is leverage. That is power in its purest, most invisible form. Machiavelli understood that the prince who speaks least is feared most, because no one can predict him, no one can read him, no one can manipulate what they cannot understand, and a man who cannot be read cannot be controlled. Think about the most powerful men you have ever encountered. Not the loudest ones, the quietest, the ones who sat at the edge of the room and said nothing, yet somehow commanded everything. You felt it. That invisible gravity, that cold, magnetic stillness that made you wonder. What is he thinking? What does he know? What is he planning? That wondering is control. And he created it with nothing but restraint. Most men are terrified of silence. They are addicted to being heard. They speak to be validated. They perform to be noticed. They argue to feel significant. Every word they speak is a small surrender, a fragment of their inner world handed to whoever is listening. And listeners collect those fragments. They study them. They use them. The man who speaks without discipline arms his enemies with his own mouth. Remember this: every unnecessary word is a weapon you hand to someone else. Every emotional outburst is a map to your weaknesses. Every boast is an invitation for the world to test you. The disciplined man understands that speech is currency, and he does not spend it carelessly. He speaks with intention. Every word measured, every sentence purposeful, and when he has nothing powerful to say, he says nothing, and that nothing speaks louder than anything. There is a psychological principle at work here that most men miss entirely. Scarcity creates value. When something is rare, it is coveted. When something is abundant, it is ignored. Your words are no different. The man who speaks constantly becomes background noise, predictable, ignorable, forgettable. But the man who speaks rarely, when he finally opens his mouth, the entire room goes still, because they have learned. When he speaks, it matters. That is not accidental. That is engineered. That is a man who understood the architecture of attention and built his presence accordingly. Silence is also armor. In conflict, it unsettles. In negotiation, it pressures. In betrayal, it terrifies. Because the man who does not react is the man who cannot be wounded, at least not visibly. And in the game of power, perception is everything. Let them wonder. Let them speculate. Let them project their fears onto your stillness. While they spiral, you calculate. While they perform, you observe. While they beg to be understood, you remain deliberately, beautifully, dangerously misunderstood. Comment right now. Type one move in silence. If you understand that your quietness is not weakness, it is your greatest weapon. Guard it, sharpen it, and never, never waste it on people who aren't worth the sound. Section 6. Emotional detachment. This is the section most men are not ready for, because what I am about to tell you goes against everything you were taught to feel, everything society, culture, and sentiment told you was strength. It is not strength, it was a leash, and today you cut it. Emotional detachment is not coldness. It is not the absence of feeling, it is the mastery of feeling. There is a profound difference. The cold man feels nothing, and that emptiness makes him brittle. The detached man feels everything, and that awareness makes him dangerous. He feels the anger, but does not become it. He feels the pain, but does not wear it. He feels the provocation, but does not answer it. He experiences the full storm of human emotion and stands in the center of it, completely still. That stillness is not indifference. That stillness is dominance. Machiavelli wrote that the greatest enemy of the prince is not the army at his gates, it is the emotion in his chest. Because armies can be defeated with strategy, but a man enslaved to his emotions defeats himself before anyone else gets the chance. Think about every catastrophic decision you have ever made, every bridge burned, every opportunity lost, every word spoken in anger that you could never retrieve. What drove those decisions? Not logic, not strategy. Emotion, raw, uncontrolled, weaponized emotion, used against you by the world, or detonated by yourself. That ends now. The untouchable man operates on a different frequency. When someone disrespects him, he does not react. He registers. He files it away. He continues the conversation with the same measured tone, the same controlled expression. And inside, he has already made a decision about that person. Quietly, permanently. No explosion, no confrontation, no performance, just a silent reclassification. This person is no longer trusted. This person is no longer close. This person has revealed themselves, and that information is now an asset. That is how the powerful think. They do not waste emotional energy on people who have shown them who they are. They simply adjust, silently, strategically, finally. Now understand this paradox. Emotional detachment does not make you less human. It makes you more powerful than the humans around you. Because in a world where everyone is reacting, the man who responds is king. React, and you are predictable. Respond, and you are dangerous. React, and you hand control to whoever provoked you. Respond, and you keep control inside yourself, where it belongs, where it has always belonged. This is what Robert Greene understood when he studied the masters of power throughout history. The ones who lasted were never the most emotional, they were the most composed. Caesar did not rage when Brutus betrayed him. In his final breath, he chose dignity over chaos. Et tu, brute, 3 words. Colder and more devastating than any scream. That is emotional mastery. That is a man who understood. That how you respond to destruction defines you more than the destruction itself. Your enemies want your emotion. They provoke you to destabilize you. They insult you to make you small. They push you to make you visible, predictable, controllable. Do not give them the satisfaction. Starve them of your reaction. Let your silence be their punishment. Let your composure be their nightmare. Because there is nothing more terrifying to a man trying to break you than a man who cannot be broken, who looks back at them, steady, unaffected, almost amused. Train this daily. Someone cuts you off in traffic. Breathe. Observe. Move on. Someone undermines you publicly. Smile. Remember. Act later. Someone betrays your trust. Close the door. Leave no scene. Leave no evidence of your wound. Because wounds shown in public become targets, and a king never exposes his wounds to those who caused them. He heals in private. He plots in silence, and he returns when they have forgotten to watch. Detachment is not the destination, it is the discipline. Practice it in small moments, so that when the large moments arrive, and they will arrive, you are already a fortress, already armored, already beyond their reach. Comment right now, type "I feel everything, I show nothing," if you understand that your composure is the most dangerous thing about you, because the man who masters his emotions masters everything else by default. Everything. Section 7. Psychological dominance. Power is not physical. It never was. The men who built empires, the men who bent history to their will, the men whose names echo centuries after their death, did not dominate with muscle. They dominated with mind. Psychological dominance is the highest form of power available to a human being, and almost no one understands how it truly works. Let me show you. Every interaction you have is a power exchange. Every conversation, every negotiation, every silence, every glance across a room. In every single one of these moments, someone is leading, and someone is following. Someone is setting the frame, and someone is living inside it. The psychologically dominant man always sets the frame. Always. Not through aggression, not through volume, through certainty. There is a psychological law that operates beneath every human interaction. People gravitate toward whoever is most certain. Not most correct, most certain. Certainty is magnetic. Certainty is authoritative. Certainty makes people feel safe, and people will hand enormous power to whoever makes them feel safe. This is not manipulation. This is the architecture of influence. And the man who understands it never fights for authority. He simply embodies it, and authority arranges itself around him naturally. Now here is where it deepens. Psychological dominance is not about being the loudest presence. It is about being the most deliberate one. The dominant man controls the pace of every interaction. He speaks slowly because he knows his words are worth waiting for. He pauses because silence belongs to him, not to discomfort. He maintains eye contact, not as aggression, but as statement. I am here, I am present, and I am not impressed. That last part is critical. The man who is easily impressed is easily controlled, because impressionability signals hierarchy. It signals that the other person is above you. The dominant man is never visibly impressed. He is interested. He is observant. He is engaged. But never does he perform amazement for someone else's ego. He receives information. He does not worship it. Machiavelli wrote that men are won over by appearances far more than reality. Most people never see beneath the surface. They respond to projection, to posture, to the story a man tells without speaking a single word. This means your presence is a language, and you must become fluent in it. How you enter a room, how you sit, how long you take before you respond, whether your body leans toward people or makes them lean toward you. These are not superficial details. These are signals of dominance or submission, being broadcast constantly, whether you are aware of them or not. The psychologically dominant man is always aware. He has studied himself the way a general studies terrain. He knows his strengths and projects them. He knows his weaknesses and conceals them, not out of deception, out of strategy. Because in the game of power, what people perceive about you becomes the reality they treat you with. Perception is not everything, but it is the door through which everything enters. Now understand this about psychological dominance. It is not about defeating people. It is about never needing to. The truly dominant man rarely confronts. He rarely argues. He rarely fights for position. Because his position is already established in the minds of everyone in the room. Before he says a single word, he achieved it through consistency, through composure, through the relentless, quiet demonstration that he cannot be rattled, cannot be diminished, cannot be pulled from his center. And here is the darkest truth about psychological dominance. Most people will never achieve it, not because they lack intelligence, but because they lack the discipline to stop seeking approval long enough to generate their own authority. Approval seeking is the antidote to dominance. You cannot simultaneously need people to like you and command their respect. These are opposing forces. Respect is not given to the man who wants it most. It is given to the man who needs it least. Read that again, slowly. Let it settle into the parts of you that still flinch, still perform, still adjust yourself to make others comfortable. That version of you is over. The dominant man is not cruel. He is not dismissive. He is simply complete. He does not require your validation to feel whole. And that completeness, that terrifying self-sufficiency, is what makes rooms shift when he walks in, is what makes people choose their words carefully around him, is what makes allies want his loyalty and enemies fear his patience. Build this, not overnight, but daily. In every interaction, ask yourself one question. Am I setting the frame or living in someone else's? Answer honestly, then adjust, because the man who controls the frame controls the outcome, always. Section 8, Strategic Patience. This is the section that separates the kings from the pretenders, because anyone can be disciplined for a day, anyone can be cold for a week, anyone can perform power for a month, until life tests them, until the waiting becomes unbearable, until the silence feels like punishment instead of strategy. And that is precisely where most men break. Not at the beginning, at the waiting. Strategic patience is the rarest quality in the arsenal of a powerful man, and it is the most devastating, because the world moves fast, dangerously fast. And in that speed, in that noise, in that desperate rush to be seen, to win, to arrive, the impatient man makes mistakes, catastrophic mistakes. He speaks when he should observe. He moves when he should wait. He reveals when he should conceal. He strikes too early and misses. Or worse, he strikes and wounds, but does not finish. And a wounded enemy is more dangerous than an untouched one. Machiavelli was ruthless on this point. He wrote that injuries must be done all at once, so that the taste of them is less and the offense less. Meaning, if you must act, act completely, act finally, but only when the moment is perfect. And the perfect moment never arrives for the impatient man, because he is always moving before it appears. Study the most dangerous predators in nature. The lion does not chase every animal that crosses its path. It watches, it calculates, it identifies the right target, the right moment, the right angle, and then, only then, it moves. And when it moves, it does not miss. That is not laziness. That is supreme intelligence wearing the disguise of stillness. The strategically patient man operates the same way. He is not waiting because he is afraid. He is waiting because he is precise. There is a version of patience that is passive. That is fear. That is procrastination dressed in philosophical clothing. That is not what we are speaking about. We are speaking about active patience. The patience of a man who is building while others are rushing, studying while others are performing, positioning while others are reacting. He is not idle. He is dangerous in slow motion. Every day of waiting, he is sharpening. Every day of silence, he is learning. Every day that his enemies assume he has forgotten, he is remembering everything. With interest, understand the psychology of timing. The world underestimates the patient man, because the world mistakes stillness for weakness. Let them. That underestimation is an asset. The man who is not taken seriously is the man who is not watched carefully, and the man who is not watched carefully can move without interference. History is filled with men who were dismissed, ridiculed, written off, who disappeared into silence and strategy, and returned transformed to claim everything that was once denied to them. They did not beg for recognition. They built until recognition had no choice but to arrive. That is the power of strategic patience. It does not ask the world for permission. It simply outlasts everyone who refused to give it. Now here is what the patient man understands about time. That the impatient man never grasps. Time is not the enemy. Time is the weapon. Every day you spend building in silence is a day your competition spends burning energy on noise. Every year you spend sharpening your mind is a year the undisciplined man spends dulling his. The gap between you widens. Not dramatically, not visibly, but consistently. And consistency, applied over enough time, becomes an insurmountable advantage. This is the compound interest of discipline. Small, daily, invisible acts of restraint and construction, accumulating silently until one day the world looks up and cannot explain how you got so far ahead. You can explain it, but you won't, because the patient man does not explain his process. He presents his results, and results require no justification. There is one final dimension of strategic patience that must be understood. It applies to people. Not everyone who wrongs you requires an immediate response. Not every betrayal demands an instant confrontation. Not every insult deserves the honor of your reaction. Sometimes, the most powerful response is to do nothing, visibly, to continue, to succeed, to ascend, to become so undeniably powerful that the person who once dismissed you must now watch your elevation from below with full understanding that you remember exactly what they did and chose your success as their punishment. That is not forgiveness. That is not bitterness. That is the most elegant, most devastating form of power ever exercised by a calculated man. The long game, played coldly, played completely, played until it is won. Comment right now, type "I play the long game" if you understand that your patience is not weakness wearing a mask. It is a siege, slow, inevitable, unstoppable. And when it finally arrives at the gates, there will be nothing left to defend against it. Nothing.